Hello everyone, this is Tata Subramaniam again here, and today I'm going to discuss certain problems with you using MySQL. So these are some of the business problems of a fictitious company of a retail based, and these are the questions which have been given by an organization called as Code Basics. You can check out their website. I've given that details in the description, and you can check out other challenges as well. So these challenges are good to fine tune your resume and your data analytics skills. So with that, let's begin. Right. So this is the problem statement which is mentioned in the website called as Code Basics. So I have shared the link as well in the description. So they share a couple of these resume projects which you can use to enhance your data analytics resume. And it's also a good practice to have over the tools that you have learned. So in this problem statement, we are going to address the problems based on MySQL. So I'm not going to do all the questions, but which can be done through MySQL. I will be going to attempt that. And through that, we'll be learning the concepts or revising the concepts that you might have learned in MySQL. So having understood the premise that we are going to do, let's see what this database is all about. So whenever you see a problem, first of all, it is important to understand what is the data set and what is your requirement as a data analyst to do the job. So here they have mentioned that Atlic Mart is a retail giant, and there is a data analytics project which has been given by the sales director, and you as a data analyst will be going through the data and provide the analysis and the ad hoc reports which is required. So we will be we'll be looking at all these things in a while, and we will see how to approach this entire set of problems. This is the first request which has been given by the business. So you are the data analyst and the business team has came up with this following questions. So first of all, you have to load the retail events DB, which is given in the SQL file, and then we'll proceed with the analysis. So this is the first question. So provide a list of products with a base price which is greater than 100 that are featured in the promo type buy one get one free. And this information will help us to identify the high value products. So it is twofold. Basically, one is what to do and why you are doing it. So in this way, the problem has been split into two parts. And basically, you have to get a list of products which has a price greater than 500. So let's see how do we approach this problem. So I'm going to open the MySQL editor. Now, the first thing that you ever do is load this retail events DB. Now, how did I load this database into the system? It is very simple. You have to just go to the file and you have to click on the open SQL script. And there is this file, which is the retails event DB. And just click on open. And once you have selected this open, you have to just click on Control A and run this entire query. That's all you have to do. In that way, once you click on refresh over here in schemas, this will be displayed. All right. So having loaded the database already, I'm going to proceed with the first question. So here I'm going to write, this is the comment, question 1. And first question is, you have to get the list of products with a price greater than 500 that are featured in the promo type buy one get one free. Now, before I start solving these problems, let's understand what all the database it contains. So we know that it is a retail chain store, and what all the columns and what all data that I have in my system and how and what do I make of it. So I have basically 4 tables under the retail events DB. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to right click over here under dim campaigns, and I'm going to select the rows. So this basically gives me the idea of what are the details which are present in each table. So dim campaign contains campaign ID, campaign name, start date, and an end date. Similarly, I'm going to do the same thing for remaining 3 tables. So I have a campaign table which contains the campaign details. I have a product table which contains the details of the products, the name of the product and the category, followed by a product code. I have the store table which contains the store ID and the city. And finally, an events table where each product price and whatever the promo and how much quantity has been sold before and after and promo has been recorded in each one of these rows. So this is what we call it as the fact table where all the numerical data is present. And these are the dimension tables related to the fact table. So now you can see that there are certain common columns which links the different tables. So product code, campaign ID will link the product table and the campaigns table. Similarly, store ID will link the store table. And hence we can connect all these tables using the joins to get the required results if needed from multiple tables. So this is the basic data set that you have. I would strongly urge you to look the data set on your own and see what you understand out of it. So having understood what all the table contains, what I need to get is I need to get a list of products. Okay, the list of products which has the promo type BOGOF, which is buy one, get one free. So I know that this will come from the fact events table, the list of products. And I will get the product code from here. If I want to get the product name, I have to get it from the products table from here because product name is there in the products table. So if I go over here, a very basic query which I write right in the beginning is select star from fact events because I need the fact events. And then I'm going to put inner join products. So dim products. And I'm going to give the name as alias as P and this as F. So this means that this letter F will always reference fact events in this query. And the letter P will reference dim products in this query. So after having set both of these tables, now I need to combine these two tables. So how do I combine these two tables? It's going to be combined by the common column, which is the product code from the fact events table and product code from the products table. So you have established the inner join between the two. Now I will remove the star and I'm going to write P dot product name. And what else I need to have? So I would require a base price which is greater than 500. So I'm going to write the base price which is present in the fact table, fact events table. Okay, so I got the product name, I got the product price, and then I'm going to write the where condition. Where F dot, because F is the table, is greater than 500. So where the base price is greater than 500. Okay. And the next condition would be the F dot promo type is equal to. Now, why I put this in string? Because it's a string. Your promo type is a string. And that's why I've used the inverted commas. And that's it. So when you write this query and when you execute this, you will get the details of 200 products which are greater than the base price 500. I can do one more thing. I can order them by the base price. So F dot base price. And I'm going to order them by descending order. So I will get from the highest to the lowest. So this is how we solve the first problem. All right. So this is what we have evaluated. The second one we are going to evaluate is we have to generate a report that provides an overview of number of stores in each city. So we need the number of stores in the which are present in each city. So let's try to understand how do we find this out. So stores means I have to go to this stores data. Okay. So I know the city here. I know the store ID here. So I can see that these are the stores which are present in this city. So if I scroll down, it will belong, there are different store IDs which belong to different cities. So I have to find the count for the number of stores which are present in each city. So how do I do that? Again, select statement because it will try to extract. And I'm simply going to put select star from stores. I don't think I require any other table at the moment. Now here I'm going to put city. And I'm going to count the number of store ID which are present in each city. Okay. And there will be one more thing I need to mention. Since you are counting by city, for each city, you need to group them by the required dimension. So you have to group them by the city over here. And I'm going to order this by, first of all, I'm going to rename this as number of stores. So using the as keyword, you can rename this entire formula as number of stores. Otherwise, it will display as number of stores. So here, I'm going to write number of stores, the same thing. In fact, I can copy paste this. And I'm going to write DESC, which means I'm sorting them out in descending order. So let's see how this query works. Control Enter. And now you can see these are the number of stores which are present in each city. So Bengaluru being the top and Vijayawada being at the bottom. So this is a very simple report and a very useful report where you can show to the business the presence of each number of stores and their presence in each one of the cities. So that's the inference we can get. Now we'll move on to the third question. We have to generate a report that displays each campaign along with the total revenue generated before and after the campaign. So it includes three fields: campaign name, total revenue before promotion, and total revenue after promotion. Okay. So this should help in evaluating the financial impact of our promotional campaigns. So basically this table requires three columns: campaign name, total revenue before promotion, total revenue after promotion. And if I go back to my MySQL workbench over here, I can see that if I go to fact events, I will get the quantity sold before promo, quantity sold after promo. And if I multiply this by the base price, I will get the respective revenue before and after the promo. So revenue is sorted. Now the second thing I want to get is the campaign name. I have the campaign ID, which is present in fact events. And I have the campaign name in campaigns table right over here. So now you understand how to do this. You will be getting the data of revenue from the fact events, campaign name from campaign table, and we'll do an inner join between the two. Why I'm doing an inner join? Because these are the two campaign IDs which will be mapped to all other campaign IDs which are present. There is no extra campaign ID. So there will be no loss of data. So here I'm going to select star from, and I'm going to write here fact events, inner join. Even if you write join, by default, it will take inner joins. And then I'm going to write name campaigns. I'm going to name this as C and I'm going to name this as F. Remember that for every query, you have to rename this because it gets referenced only in this query and not to the previous query. And as usual, I'm going to write this on F dot, because campaign ID is the common ID. This will be the common ID in which it is going to be linked. Now, what all things I need? So first of all, I require C dot campaign name. It's a good practice to write the table name as well. But if the column is distinct, if this column is not present in other table, you can simply write the campaign name as well. But generally, it's a good practice to write. Now, the next thing I'm going to use is, I'm going to use a sum function. So sum of, remember, base price into quantity sold after promo. So I'm going to find before promo. So I'm going to write this one first. So this is your total revenue before. So this is before promo. So I'm going to write just as P. And similarly, I'm going to write this thing as, I'm just going to press enter for the sake of simplicity, readability of the code, as total revenue after P. So this is where you have written, and here I'm going to change the. So what exactly it is doing? We already have the quantity. So for example, 34 over here. So 34 multiplied by 190 would give you the revenue before promo. And 52 multiplied by 190 would give you the revenue after promo for this campaign ID 01. And similarly, we are going to do this, all the campaigns, we are going to sum them up. We are going to multiply and then sum them up and then display in the table. And hence the sum, which I'm going to use over here. So I've given the name of the table as well. I've given this as well. And all now you have to do is you have to group them by, so you can group them simply by the campaign. That's it. So you got the campaign names, Sankranti and Diwali. Those were the respective campaign codes which were there. And you can check over here as well that you basically have Diwali and Sankranti. And this is the way this has been ordered. So Sankranti before revenue, after revenue, and Diwali before revenue, after revenue. So naturally, you can see that the revenue has increased after giving the promo, because in promo, the discounts are given. So naturally, the revenue has increased. So this is what we have done. Now let's try to address the fourth question. So we have to produce a report that calculates the incremental sold unit, which is called as the ISU percentage, during the Diwali campaign, and additionally provide rankings for their categories based on that ISU percentage. Okay, and this will include 3 fields. One is the category, the second one is ISU percentage, and third one is a rank order. And we will be assessing this category-wise success and impacts of the Diwali campaign on the incremental sales. So you have to calculate these 3 columns. And let's try to understand how ISU is calculated. Incremental sold units. Incremental sold units is nothing but a percentage, which is increase in the quantity sold compared to the quantity sold before promo. So what does this mean? If I go to facts events here, so the quantity sold after promo minus this one, quantity sold before promo, divided by quantity sold before promo. So 52 minus 34 divided by 34 would give you the ICF percentage. Okay. Before we move on to the next question, which we discussed just now, question 4, I just want to mention one thing over here for the question 3. So here I need to also format this in millions. So 1 million is equal to 10 lakhs. So here I'm going to use format. So I'm going to use a function which is called as format. And here I'm going to write this entire thing divided. I'm going to divide this sum by 10 lakhs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to put 2. So 2 means till 2 places, it will be showing you the decimal places. So till 2. So divided by 10 and format it to 2. So this will be stored as a string. Similarly, I'm going to do the same thing over here, format. And this is going to be divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 lakhs. And this is done. And when you run this query now, you will see that this is a much better representation. So 58.13 million, 140.40, and so on and so forth. All right. Now let's move on to the fourth question. So you have to produce a report which calculates the incremental sold unit, which is also called as the ISU percentage. And in this report, you have to require 3 fields. One is the category, the second one is the ISU percentage, and third one is the rank order. So ISU percentage is nothing but your percentage increase in the quantity sold after promo compared to the quantity sold before promo. So which means that if I go over to my workbench and I go to fact events, so quantity sold after promo minus this, minus quantity sold before promo divided by quantity sold before promo. And if you multiply that by 100, you get the percentage one. So that is the approach we have to do. And this has to be calculated at a categorical level. And you have to also provide the rank. Also, this information, this report needs to be for the campaign for Diwali. So Diwali campaign, you require these 3 columns and you have to calculate the ISU percentage. So let's try to break this problem down into multiple parts. So I know that Diwali campaign comes from the table campaigns. So I require this table. Okay, because it has the campaign name and it has the campaign ID. I know that campaigns and fact events are connected by campaign ID. Okay. And the next part that I would require is basically the quantity sold before and after promo, which is there in the fact events table. And finally, I have to group them by category, which is present in the category column in products table. And how they are linked, products and fact events are linked by the product code. The product code is the common column. So let's see how do we approach this problem. So I require 3 tables. So as usual, I'm going to write select start from the fact events table F, joining the dim campaigns, which is C, and joining the dim products, which is P. So how do I join campaigns? So campaign will be joined with the events based upon the campaign ID. So I've given that name. And similarly here, I am combining this based on the product code. So your common columns are based upon this. Now what do I require? I require C dot category, not C dot category, it's P dot category, because from the products table, I require a second column which is called as ISU. So ISU, how will I calculate? I am going to calculate this by using some quantities sold after promo minus some. Okay, so this will give you, and I'm going to put a bracket over here so that it does the minus first. And then I'm going to divide this entire thing by this one. And if you multiply this by 100, this itself will give you the percentage. Multiply by 100 will give you the percentage sign values. Okay. So you calculated this, and I'm going to put this as ISU. Okay. Usually it's a good practice to mention, but even if you don't mention, it's fine. F dot from the table that it is coming from, but that's fine. Now the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to group them by category, which is present in products table. Okay. And I can order this by descending order of ISU, which means the highest category will be shown first. So if I do this one, you're going to see this percentage. So home appliances by whopping 264%, combo one by 183, home care by 106. So you have three categories performing over 100%. And grocery updates close to 194%. Your personal care has not done that well compared to others, only by increase of 24%. But overall, it has been a good growth. Now, there is one more column that we need, which is the rank order. So I need to rank them. In other words, I have to give home appliances 1, combo 2, home care 3, and so on and so forth. So how do I give that? So for that, I have to write rank as a function and using an over keyword W. So what is this W? W is going to be the window that I'm going to define. So this window is going to be named as W, as I'm going to order this by this entire thing. Okay, so if you give this order, then you are done with this. So let's see if I have missed something. Yeah. If you do this one, and I'm going to give this name as ranking, rank order, as it mentioned. And now if you do this, you will get the rank that is required. Now, since I've defined it in the window function, I don't require this order by ISU. It'll simply give me the result. All right. So we have used the window function and we have used the rank to define in this range to give you the rank. So we have done question 4 as well. Let's see the fifth one. The fifth one is you have to create a report which is featuring the top 5 products ranked by the incremental revenue percentage, IR percentage. Across all campaigns, it will provide the essential information along the product name, category, and IR percentage. So you require product name, category, and IR percentage as the columns in the table. And you have to calculate the IR percentage. So IR percentage for the products which are top 5. So let's see how do we approach this problem. So again, you require product name. So product name is going to be populated from products table. So you see product name over here. Incremental revenue is going to be calculated. If we saw in the previous question, we had calculated IR somewhere. Yes, we calculated total revenue. So total revenue is base price into quantity sold before promo, right? So we had calculated, and then base price into quantity sold after promo is the total revenue after promo. So we know how to calculate the revenue. So incremental revenue is going to be the difference between total revenue, which is after promo, minus the total revenue before promo. And the percentage would be divided by total revenue before promo. Same concept, just like we use quantity sold before and after promo. Okay. So the same concept, the only difference is here I'm multiplying this by the base price to calculate the revenue. So as usual, that is going to come from this table, which is fact given table. So IR percentage is going to come from this table. Your product name is going to come from this table. And one more column we require, category. Category is going to again come from the products table. So again, this is a pretty neat one that you need to require, that you can calculate. So here, as usual, I'm going to write select star from fact events, which is F, inner join. Inner join, I'm going to do the products table. Okay, only these two joins are required. And I'm going to join this on the product code. So, it's essentially the same one. Now here, I need to calculate the total, that is the IR percentage. So for that, you can simply use this formula over here. So I'm going to take this part. And here I'm going to write this entire thing. So you got this part, which is the sold before promo. And I'm going to get the other one as well. So copy this part, which is after promo. Paste it over here. So this is your total revenue after promo minus total revenue before promo. Divide this by this part, which is total revenue after promo. Sorry, before promo. And I'm going to close this loop right in here and probably put an enter. And this entire thing, we are going to rename this as IR. So you can say IR percentage. So I'm going to write this as IR percentage. So, okay, percentage will not be accepted. So probably you can wrap this over here. Okay, or you can simply write as IR for now. So this is my incremental revenue. This is the percentage. Okay, it is not going to take this one. Okay, for now, let's write this. Probably if I put like this. So now I am going to group this by GROUP, group by, this is important. So this one is going to be P dot product name and P dot category. So this is the product name category, and I'm going to group this by the product name. You have to group this by the product name and order this by IR, descending order, and limit this to 10. Let's limit this to 5. So it will rearrange the entire table based on the IR descending value, and it will give you the top 5 values because it limits to top 5. So if we run this query, we got our basically the IR percentage. So I have to do into 100 as well. If you do into 100, you will see a percentage of whopping increase in the revenue of these 5 products by more than 100%. So 266, 262, 258, 255, and 183. And most of the things belong to home appliances and combo. And if you look at the previous query which I have run, is based on the incremental, that is the ISU. You will see a very similar results. You see that home appliances and combo are at the top with the excess of 200% and home care also greater than 100. And that is where you can correlate both of these things. So you can see that home care has this much and home appliances has this much and combo. So these are the three performing well categories, and these are the products which have performed very well. So you have got your top 5 products based on the IR percentage. All right. All right. So that concludes our MySQL session on how to solve the business problems. So I hope that you have got something out of it. So practice your MySQL queries and see you in the next video. Thank you.